Okay, all right, I'm here, man. I'm here. All right. Whether you're watching this live or you're watching this on the replay, I appreciate you for checking in with your boy. Time is one of the most important things that we have, so I never take it for granted that we actually able to spend some time together, man. Woo! Woo! Let's get into some of these comments, man. Let's see what people are talking about. Let's see here. All right, we got Diane in the building. She says, good evening and all the gang, ready to lock in. Don't forget to hit the like button. Yeah, man, make sure y'all hit the like button. Shira says, hey, Shy, get them together, Sandy's here. What's up, y'all? So, yeah. Anyway, we got some little upgrades, man. I ain't gonna lie. A couple of people have actually noticed that there has been a little bit of a change in my banner or whatever and stuff like that. I figure, we hit 20K. You know what I mean? Let me see if I could do a little upgrade, and you know what I'm saying? That's pretty much where that come from, man. If you guys didn't see it, let me show y'all real quick. Let's see here. So yeah, if you go over here to the channel, on the top there. Let's see. Hold on. Make it a little bit bigger, man. Yeah, if y'all see on the top there, you know what I mean? Just a little bit more of, of me, you know what I mean? Of my past and stuff like that. The photo with no beard. I was 21 years old. This was graduation day of the academy, man. I couldn't even grow a beard back then at all. I could not even grow a beard. And then this photo is probably from 2000, maybe 22-ish, somewhere around there. Maybe I left in 2023, at the end of 2023, going into 2024 around. I left for like a week before Thanksgiving. So this was probably maybe a year before I actually ended up leaving or whatever. And, just got the, the correction badge there and stuff like that. Some little designs and stuff like that, man. But yeah, anyway, that's that. Just some little update, some little upgrades. Cause I know there is a select few of people that actually want to hear me talk about corrections and that whole aspect of it. So just giving people a little bit of a piece, a little piece of me or whatever, right? So anyway, just hard to talk about correction stuff just because unless it's something big, that footage ain't coming out. So it's just what it is, you know what I mean? Unless it's a big case, that footage isn't coming out. We got something that's been going on. They at a jail I was at. One of the jails I was at two prisons, but one of the jails that I was at, a whole bunch of guys ended up unaliving someone, and so they've been going to trial and all that stuff. And one guy got found guilty of manslaughter, so pretty much waiting on his sentencing date, and then I'll be, I might discuss it or whatever and stuff like that, discuss the actual case. But yeah, man, that's somebody that I knew too, these are guys that I worked with and stuff like that, and they got someone together, and it took it way too far. It was bad, but anyway, like I said, yeah, those cases don't, unless it's a major thing, that stuff like that isn't coming out. So that's why I pretty much don't talk about it. Yeah, but anyway, so today we have a video on, what's up, Price? What's up, man? We got a video from, I'm all clustered, flustered, I should say. But anyway, we got a video from the Bloody Bunny, okay? The Bloody Bunny. And the title of the video is Moments Before Pregnant Girlfriend is Beheaded Alive, okay? You see, we got to upgrade in the graphics and stuff like that too. You know, I know y'all seen the little graphics that be coming up. Y'all seen it. You know that when I announced this and y'all could go save it and all that stuff. I know you seen the little upgrade. Shit. And then Diane also brought up a good question in the membership about reaction requests, and she brought this up a couple days ago. So the new graphic that's gonna pop up this Friday, we'll be addressing that and stuff like that when she mentioned you know, how many submissions can people, you know, put in and stuff like that. So yeah, we trying to upgrade some things. But anyway, let's get into the video. That's enough of blabbing. Okay, let's get into it. Let's get locked in. Hope y'all got y'all drinks, y'all snacks. Let's kick back, relax, man. And we gonna lock in for, what's this, 45 minutes? Might turn into an hour, all right?
Don't do that. This is that you come in here. Don't do that. Do something. That's what I'm saying. Do something. That. Do something. Don't do that. That's what I'm saying. Don't do that.
This is DeAndrea Holloway. He's just been arrested for possession of cannabis. But little do these cops know, he's hiding a truly horrifying secret.
My daughter's boyfriend killed her. He chopped her head off. I went in to check on her, and he cut her head off.
Around 1 p.m. on June 9th, 2022, Heidi Noel arrived at her daughter's apartment in Alton, Illinois. She hadn't heard back since she texted her over 12 hours ago. Heidi let herself into the apartment and laid eyes on the worst thing a mother could possibly see. Her daughter wasn't just dead, her head had gone completely missing. This case shook the entire community to its core because not only had this brutal act been committed on an innocent 22-year-old girl, but she was also pregnant, just weeks away from giving birth.
It looks like she's pregnant. It's like, well, she's got to be pretty far along for her belly to be sticking out like that. Something to happen to her, it breaks my heart that she was pregnant, if so. Stuff like this does not, you never think that it's going to be right next door, and it really does freak me out. It really does.
And the cops knew there was only one thing they could do to bring any solace to these people. Over hours of interviews, interrogations, and investigation, they were determined to track down the killer, figure out what could have driven them to commit such an act, and perhaps most importantly, find the missing head of Lacey Dodd.
That's crazy, man. Your head is gone. Your peoples find you, but your head is gone. They're going to be scarred for life, man. They're going to be having nightmares. They're going to be having nightmares, man. Who's this? Oh, Andrea's in the building. Oh, George is in here. Okay. Andrea's in the building. She says first live. Well, welcome. We here. Okay. Welcome. All right. DK is in the building. What's up, DK? What's happening?
So then I wanted to make sure that he just strangled her, and then there wasn't a head. Please find her head.
Born in Alton, Madison County on August 14th, 1999, Lacey was known as kind and selfless, even as a child. On her 10th birthday, she chose to organize a fundraiser for Riverbend Humane Society. At 22, she had everything figured out, but there was just one thing that, to outsiders, just didn't seem right: her relationship with 21-year-old DeAndrea Holloway.
What do you know about DeAndre's life currently, like about like his relationship status and things like that, and where he lives and things like that?
He lives pretty much with everybody.
Oh yeah, remember that live a couple? Yeah, the guy, the head was in the cooler. That was crazy. He was like, "Yeah, you could check all over the other place. You could check all over. Just don't go in the cooler though." Oh, can we check the cooler? No. Yeah, okay.
Like, well, he lives with his girlfriend, but like whenever they get into it, like he hops in different
status and things like that, and where he lives and things like that.
He lives pretty much with everybody. Like Well, he lives with his girlfriend, but like whenever they get into it, like he pops in different people's homes.
And where does she live?
In Alton.
Do you know the address?
No.
You know the street?
Sister does, no.
Okay. So lives with his girlfriend in Alton. Who's his girlfriend?
I'm not sure what her name is.
It seemed like they were arguing every other day for a while.
You don't know your sister's boyfriend? You don't know your brother's girlfriend name?
And then they seemed good. You wouldn't hear them argue or anything. And then, man, arguing, fighting. It just seemed like there was something that they did all the time.
So did it seem like it was fairly normal for them? Like that was just kind of how the relationship was?
Yeah.
Lisi and DeAndrea had been together for nearly 2 years, but no one could ever figure out what was really going on between them. Some described it as on and off, but everybody could at least agree on one thing. He was the father of Lisi's baby.
So this is a month ago.
Yeah.
So you can tell she's pregnant.
Yes.
And I know this is a dumb question. Did he say it was his?
Yes. Yeah, they both did, yeah.
But behind closed doors, the two of them were hiding something, and signs were starting to show. If Lisi had everything figured out, DeAndrea was the exact opposite. He had a long history of mental health problems, for which his family had been trying to get him help for years.
He would sit over the building that's across the street. He would sit on a little ledge, and I would see him punching himself in the head. I know crazy when I see it, so, I tried to stay away from them as much as possible, just, keep our distance. I don't know you, you don't know me,
But whenever he was brought in for help, he was told he couldn't stay long unless they could prove he'd done something physically bad enough. He also struggled with substance and would often get into intense arguments with his friends and family, and often got so riled up that nobody could even understand him.
Well, you ask a question, then he talking crazy.
Like, what was he saying? Do you remember?
I don't know, because he was so...
Who this, grandma?
It was just, I don't know what drug, was it drugs or what? But even this morning, he's talking crazy, like,
Does he use drugs?
Yes. I'm not sure
What? Yeah.
I know he smokes.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as other drugs, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Are you afraid of him?
Yeah, I got an order of protection on him.
Okay. And what prompted you to get that?
He was staying with me for a couple days, and he was becoming frightening, like he was going to do something. So I was like, you gotta go. And so when he left, he called my daughter back and was like, I love you guys, and I'm coming back to kill you.
But if anything truly mirrored the state of DeAndrea's mental health, it was his relationship with Lisi. He often dragged her along his nomadic lifestyle to the point where her boss claimed that both were homeless at some point.
I think she was making up a story, and then she finally did tell me that she had some problems with her boyfriend, was hitting her, and they were actually homeless and were living out at the campground at the lake.
Of course, they also argued almost every day, but more recently, it wouldn't just stop there. It started to get physical, too.
Well, I mean, what are we talking about here? Are we talking about they're living out of tents? Or are we talking they got like a little minivan or a car or, like a ATV? Not an ATV. That's a four-wheeler. You know what I mean? Like one of those trailers, like a camping, you could tow it along or you could drive it. I forget. I'm drawing a blank here, but you see what I'm saying? Like, that's what I mean. Like, are they just living out of, because some people don't, believe it or not, some people do like to live more off grid or things of that nature. And they van life and stuff like that. They do those things. Now, if they live, so I wouldn't necessarily call those people homeless. People that choose to live in a van or something like that, or live at camps and stuff. I wouldn't RV. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily call those people homeless. A cardboard box. Yo, she said a cardboard box. Oh my goodness. Yo, that's so funny. Oh man, they're living out of a cardboard box on a campground. Yo, now that's so funny. That's hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. But like I was saying, if people decide to live that type of lifestyle, me personally, I wouldn't necessarily call them homeless. It's just that they wouldn't live in a house or apartment or something of that nature. But that shit is funny, man. He said a cardboard box.
How many times do you think they fought in the last handful of months they lived next
Oh
door?
God. We've had to call the landlord about it about 5 or 6 times. So I would say probably way more than that.
Okay.
Way more. And that's only the ones that we can hear.
Yeah.
They would fight all the time.
And when you say fight, are these verbal or are they actually getting physical?
Both.
Okay. You've seen them get physical before?
I have seen it downstairs where he has grabbed onto her.
Okay.
And I know that she grabs him too. She did grab him too. So
okay.
It was both parties that were getting physical.
Okay. So you say you called maybe more 5 or 6 times, and the times, has been multiple, more than that. What are you thinking, 10, 15, 20?
I would probably put it at about 30.
30 verbal/physical altercations in the last couple months.
Yeah,
okay.
It was pretty off, and we actually had to call the cops on them before because I don't know who it was, but somebody picked something up and slammed it against the wall. We assumed it was one of them throwing each other. So we called and that happened. But last night it was different.
She had a lot of personal problems with a boyfriend, a lot of calling off. She had a lot of black eyes when she would come in. When she first started, she would make excuses that her dog had jumped up and hit her and caused her black eyes. She was constantly running late, for personal reasons. Always something coming up. She had a lot of black eyes, a lot of bruising on her arms, where you could see, maybe grabbing.
Okay.
It was clear that something just wasn't right. Nobody in their right mind would treat the mother of their child like this. Lacey's mom, Heidi, knew more than anyone else that he wasn't the right guy for her, even claiming that DeAndrea had threatened to kill them both. It was a nightmare for Heidi. But on the 7th of June, just 2 days before everything went down, it seemed as though the nightmare could be coming to an end. Because after their most recent argument, DeAndrea had completely disappeared.
And whenever they fight, what does he do? Where does he go?
He just takes off and nobody knows where he goes.
How do you know when they fight? Just come up here? Or has she before been like, hey, where's he at? Do you know where he's at? Or is this the first time?
This is the first time from my knowledge.
Okay. But do you have information? Do you know they fight a lot before? Or?
Yeah.
How do you know that?
He told me. It was Wednesday morning.
So yesterday morning?
Yes.
Okay.
And she called the first person she called was my grandma. And she asked my grandma if he was at her house, and she said no.
In Raw Lakes?
Yes. And the girlfriend said that he didn't come home Tuesday night into Wednesday, and she was looking for him and stuff, and she thought that he may have went to my grandma's house. So my grandma called me and asked if he was up there or if I heard from him, which I heard from him on Sunday, I believe. And I was like, I heard from him on Sunday, and then my grandma was like, well, he didn't come home last night. The girlfriend just called me. So I told my grandma I was going to find the girl on Facebook, which I did, and I sent her a friend request, and then I sent her a message asking about D, like, where did he go and all this other stuff, and she said she didn't know.
It wasn't the first time.
But you don't know her name, no? But you don't know her name? You about to be an aunt. And you don't know who's carrying the child's name? That shit is crazy.
DeAndrea had left after an argument, but this time, something felt different. He didn't tell her where he was going, and she couldn't shake the feeling that he'd left for good this time. And remember, she was at least 7 months pregnant. She knew she had to stay calm to preserve her own health and her child's, so she turned to her mom. In an interview, Heidi told cops that in a text conversation that night, Lisey seemed absolutely beside herself. At one point, even telling her she'd considered taking her own life. All Heidi could respond with was why, saying that if DeAndrea had left for good, then at least it wasn't violent, telling Lisey, you didn't get left, you've been set free. But tragically, that just wasn't the case.
And then the girlfriend called the landlord to their apartment because they have cameras around the apartment and stuff. And she asked the landlord if he can go back and look at the cameras and stuff to see if he saw DeAndre, which he did like around 6:24 when he left.
Wait, how they spell DeAndre?
Because they have cameras around the apartment and stuff. And she asked the landlord if he can go back and look at the cameras and stuff to see if he saw DeAndre, which he did like around 6:24 when he left the apartment, and he went with his uncle.
That gotta be a typo, right? That just has to be a typo, because there ain't no way you gonna spell it DEUN, like, no. If you DeAndre DEAN, and you continue.
That lives in St. Louis,
okay.
I believe.
Okay. Yeah. So then what happens after that? So who tells you that? Girlfriend tells you that?
Yeah, the girlfriend.
She's like, hey, my landlord went over to watch the video. He leaves with Uncle.
As far as I know,
everything?
How old is he?
I have no idea.
And you told me there that Uncle is.
That's his dad's brother, I believe.
This news gave Lisey some hope. Even better, she received a call from DeAndrea's uncle around 8 p.m. that day saying he was bringing him back and that everything was fine. An hour later, Lisey picked up DeAndrea and they were back at home together. Lisey couldn't have known this, but letting him back into her home would prove to be the worst decision of her life, given what her neighbor heard just minutes later.
We got home from picking me up from work. I got home from work around 9:30-ish, and their front door was cracked, which is unusual. They don't.
9:30 p.m. last night. Okay.
They don't usually leave their front door cracked, and it was, and that was a little weird. And I heard like muffled yelling, like not screaming, but yelling in a way, kind of like in pain, like you just like snipped your finger with a scissor and you had to put some over your mouth so you wouldn't scream too loud. That's what it sounded like.
So you said it sounded like muffled screaming?
Kind of, but it wasn't too loud.
Okay.
And then later on, we heard like the apartment shakes a little bit whenever you move too much. And it started shaking. And we're like, okay, they must be fighting or something. And we were going to wait to see if it got better. Or like if it didn't, because we were just going to go sit outside and wait it out.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to deal with it. And so whenever that was happening, the apartment was shaking, they were fighting about something, and then all of a sudden the screaming got really, really loud and really intense. And that was, I would say, probably about 9:45, 9:50.
What do you think? What have you experienced in life to your best ability that would have created or possibly created the sound that you heard?
Probably, I really don't know other than like chopping wood.
Okay.
Because that's what it felt like he had enough, I didn't even say he, but like, that's what it sounded like there was enough time to do, was like it was very constant beats too.
Okay.
So that's what made me think it sounded like that.
So do you think it sounded like an instrument hitting something, or do you think, or what? Something is making you kind of envision that through sound. You know what I mean? Like we hear something and our brain is gonna take that information in, right? What we're hearing, smelling, feeling, and we're gonna kind of like paint this mental picture, right?
Right.
So, what about that sound makes you think chopping wood?
It was more of how steady it was.
Okay.
Because when you chop wood, you gotta lift it up, you gotta hold it, and then you gotta put all your weight into it, all your muscle.
Yeah.
And when you do it, you go.
And you kind of got a rhythm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it had like 4 or 5, 6 of those beats, and then it just stopped. The screaming stopped, the sound stopped, the shaking stopped, everything stopped. And we didn't hear anything again.
Okay. And you said there was 5 or 6 of those loud thuds, and they got louder each time?
Yeah, like there was more force added.
Okay. And at the end of this last one, so we'll say it's the 6th one, okay? Then it's quiet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Knowing what Lisi's mom would discover just 12 hours later makes her description of chopping wood all the more harrowing. But somehow, what followed next was even more unsettling.
What else did you hear, see?
Well, at that point, we heard somebody walk outside.
Okay.
But we weren't able to see because we just glanced down the window, and from the window that the awning is right there, so we can't see down on the patio deck area. And so we couldn't see who it was, but they were out there for about 2 minutes, and then they came back in, and they came upstairs, but I was too scared to see who it was.
Okay. Did you hear like their door close or open each time? Or?
I didn't, actually. So I think it was left open maybe, or it was softly shut.
DK, she does not have to call 911. You know? But Cindy says, what made her think of chopping wood? That's crazy considering the girl had no head now. Yeah, those studs, she said it was constant. It was like it had rhythm. You know what I mean? You know, come on. Hold on. She said it had rhythm, man. You know, it's like when you go to the club, man. When you go to the club, maybe you haven't been to the club in a long time or whatever, but remember to when you did, all right? Or when you go to the bar or whatever, all right? Stay with me now. I got you. Hold on. I'm going somewhere with this, all right? Hold on. Let me raise the mic. All right. Listen, she said it was constant. It had a flow. It was rhythm with it. So it's like when you go to the club, right? Let's say I'm a guy, right? And I'm looking for a lady to dance with or whatever, or to spit my little game, you know what I mean? I see what I got, you know? Or let's say there's a lady and, you know, whatever. She ready, she want to have a good time. She want to dance, whatever, find a dance partner or whatever the case may be. Now, when you make eye contact with the person or whoever comes up to who, they spit their little game or whatever, a song comes on that they both feeling, now they want to start to dance, right? They want to dance. They want to dance with each other, whether it's grinding, whether it's face to face, you know, a two-step or whatever, salsa, whatever. You got to have that flow. You got to have that constant, that rhythm. They got to be motion with it. Motion. It can't be just the, nah, like you a robot. Nah, not like that. It got to be that rhythm. Now, you know that there's chemistry with it, right? So that reminds me of this. She said chopping wood when you chopping wood, boom, you got the axe, you got boom, boom, boom. There's rhythm, there's emotion with it. You get a little tired, you take a little break. Then we back at it. Boom, boom, right? You're not chopping wood, boom, boom. Like, nah, you're not getting into a flow with it, man. There's no rhythm. All right. Yeah, let's get back to it, man. Yo, so she said that there was rhythm with it. That's probably, and she was probably hearing thuds or bones crushing. She had to be hearing, there was a crushing sound, you know? Just like when that wood gets snapped up when it's breaking, there was rhythm. And it's, you know, so that's probably why she came to mind of chopping wood. And she's probably used to like the woods and stuff like that, you know, that was going on out there in the country. You know what I mean?
There we go.
Okay. And then what?
We went outside to see if so my best friend came over, and because I was like, hey, something's going on. I'm not feeling so right about this. And she was like, I'll come stay outside with you.
Okay. So let's back up just a scope, okay?
Right, yeah.
So you hear the loud thuds, okay? Then it stops. Then you hear someone, what sounds like someone come out and go downstairs and then come back about 2 minutes later. How much time passed before you then leave?
I would say 15 minutes.
Okay.
I didn't go outside until Jaden got there.
So when you go outside, do you, at that point, do you think the occupants of the other apartment are there or gone?
I believe that they are still there because their car was there. They don't ever leave without their car.
Okay. All right. So 15 minutes later, you go outside and arrive and you go downstairs and hang out with her. And you think this is around 10 or 10:15?
Yes.
Okay.
She leaves about 10:45.
When you leave your apartment to go downstairs to meet up, what's the status of their apartment door?
It was closed.
Closed? Okay.
But I didn't hear it close.
Okay.
So I didn't.
And when you go downstairs, their vehicle, your neighbor's vehicle is still downstairs?
Yes.
Okay, what's that?
You're asking the wrong girl. It's a little black car. I believe it's a Ford.
Okay.
Looks like a newer Ford Focus, I believe. It has Missouri plates, I think.
Okay. But you've seen both of these people in that vehicle in the past?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, there's something going on. It's weird. So we were standing out waiting for one of them to come downstairs because usually after they fight, one of them comes downstairs.
Okay.
Neither one of them did, but the lights upstairs in their apartment kept turning on and off.
Okay.
So we knew somebody was up there. We assumed it was Lacey.
Okay.
But we didn't see either one of them.
Did you hear any cars or anything come and go throughout the night or anything like that?
Well, there was this white car. I don't know why I didn't think of this. There was this white car that came about like 10, I think.
Okay.
And nobody got in or out of the car. They just kind of pulled up to our building and then just left like 5 minutes later.
Okay.
So I don't know what it was doing there.
Okay. But you never seen it before? It was there for like 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you see anybody inside or anything like that?
The windows were tinted. It was an older, kind of beat up. I really wouldn't know how to explain it other than it was just an old beat up white car.
4-door, 2-door?
4-door.
Okay.
Security camera footage the cops later recovered backs up this story, but somehow also raises even more questions. Around 12 a.m., DeAndrea was seen exiting the apartment multiple times, each time dressed in female clothing and carrying a laundry basket. He was then seen throwing these baskets into a large dumpster nearby before exiting the apartment one last time and driving off in Lisey's car. And it was clear something was very wrong.
He did bring him back, and then my sister said around 2:30 in the morning that he's like banging on the door and stuff, and he's like pacing and like acting nervous.
Where?
At my house.
This morning?
Yeah, this morning at 2:30.
And so when you got up this morning at 8, was who all was at the house?
Well, we was all there.
Who's we?
D. Well, D was there then.
Who's D?
DeAndre.
DeAndre?
Yeah.
And what's DeAndre's last name?
Holloway.
And what's his relationship to you?
That's my grandson.
Okay.
I knew that was Grandma. She got pearls.
Her ID in the debit card.
Okay.
And I say, well, why you got her debit card?
Yeah.
And license, you know. And I said, now she out there driving, and then she thinks she got her license, and you got it. And then this morning, he gave me 2 keys.
Okay.
And I say, well, where you get these keys from? And he said he found them on the ground. But he didn't say where he found them on the ground.
Even DeAndrea's own grandma knew that something strange was going on, but it was late, so she didn't press him too hard on anything. That was until the next morning, when instead of calming down, DeAndrea's actions became even more strange.
At some point, D comes to the house. When do you see him for the first time?
I seen him for the first time when I woke up in the morning. It was like 10, and he was in the bathroom cutting his hair off.
Cutting his hair off?
And who's all home?
It was me, my mom. She was getting ready for work. My sister and my grandma.
Okay, so when he's cutting, he's got dreads, braids, right? And then, so what do you say something to him?
Yeah, I seen my grandma standing in the doorway to the bathroom, and I looked, and I'm like, oh, there's D. And then he was cutting his hair off and stuff, and I asked him why he was cutting his hair off, and he just said a fresh start.
Okay. And what's his demeanor like? Like, what was his demeanor? How was he acting?
Oh, he was like nervous, like you can tell he was like really nervous.
Just your personal opinion, why do you think he's cutting his hair off?
Got in trouble.
And then what does he do?
And then he goes in the kitchen, gets a bag, puts his hair in there.
When you say bag, what do you mean?
Like a
grocery bag?
Yeah. We keep under the sink, and
right.
then he put his hair in there, and I'm not sure what he did with his hair.
What kind of bag? You remember?
It was gray. It was a Walmart bag, I think. And then after that, the clothes that he had on, he took them outside for some reason, and he set it by the sidewalk, and then he comes back in, and then he was...
Did you see him take those clothes off?
Yes.
So is that why because he said he didn't have a shirt to wear. So when do you see him take the clothes off?
He had a hoodie on and some pants, and then he took his shirt off, or his hoodie off when he was cutting his hair, I guess, because it was already off. Mm-hmm. And then he still had the pants on and stuff, and the hoodie was on the bathroom floor. He had like a bucket hat on, I think it was like blue or something, and then I think like black hoodie and black pants.
He had dropped all his girlfriend's things with his grandma, changed his clothes, his look, and vanished. Was this just another disappearance or an escape plan? The only answer was in Lisey's apartment, and throughout the morning, the camera didn't show Lisey coming out for her normal routine. But to Lisey's neighbors, it was starting to get concerning, especially after what they'd heard last night. But what happened next turned concern to terror. One final discovery that shook the neighborhood to its core.
You want to go through kind of what you saw, what you did, what happened today?
Okay, this is what happened.
Have a seat for me.
Okay. Okay, clean the work.
Mm-hmm.
All right. First day on the job.
Oh, yeah.
So start busting down drywall on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bringing out the house. So I come out, so my first 5 barrels that I take out, I take them to the dumpster. So when I took them to the dumpster, there's a lot of clothes in there all strode all over, laundry basket, and there was that tote, and there was a couple pair of shoes. There was shoes with some slipper shoes too. Slipper shoes.
Okay.
They was red. They had blood on them. The shoes I had blood on them.
Okay.
So I seen them. Them was the best one. I didn't want slippers. I wanted shoes to use for work. You know what I'm saying? Because they're brand new, like, good shoes. I said, well, shit. Somebody must have, hurt themselves on his job or something.
Shit, my boy went dumpster diving and shit. So, hey, what do they say? What's one of them sayings? One man's trash is another man's treasure or something like that. Yeah, that gotta be it, right? Yeah, he said, man, first day on the job, I'm about to score big. Boy, got me some new shoes, got a little blood on it, but we can just wipe that off, you know what I mean?
The job was already rehab when I got in there. It was doing. I thought maybe somebody cut themselves and didn't had blood on, little specks of blood on them. Sure. So I picked up the shoes.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to sweep the stuff to the back of the dumpster. So when I swept the stuff to the back of the dumpster, there was a knife hanging down there and it had blood on it.
Okay.
So I picked them up and threw it in the pile. I thought nothing of it. Put the drywall over it. When you got the next barrel, covered it up. Got the shoes, took the shoes. I told him, I said, hey man, that was some shoes, but they got little specks of blood on it. I said, I'm keeping these motherfuckers. No, they over in the damn thing. I said, no, I'm keeping this. I'm wiping blood. I'm wearing these bad bitch. Sure. Work shoes.
Really good shoes.
They take the same thing what I told him. And so I just grabbed the shoes, grabbed one of the shirts out
Okay. Can you describe the clothing? I mean, was it?
There was some clothing in there, like baby clothes.
Mm-hmm.
There was, like I said, it had the sandals, the red sandals. There was some black shoes. There was
Hang on, you're going a little fast for me, okay?
Black shoes, black pants. They all look like female. For real though. Male too.
Okay. Female and male clothes?
Yeah.
Okay.
And a pair of blue jeans, I noticed it was like, they had rips in them, but I picked them up.
George says everyone's stupid. Yeah. Well, yeah, I must say, yeah, because honestly, if that was me, I'm not. It's one thing to look. Okay, you look at the shoes. It may have a little bit of blood or whatever. If you're really down on your luck, you might take the shoes. Okay, whatever. But a few moments later, you find a knife with blood on it as well. And nothing goes off. Like, nothing in your mind is like a red flag. Nothing. Okay, the shoes. Okay, whatever. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it got mixed up with some raw beef or something. And it just, whatever, right? Okay. But, it's a dumpster. Maybe there's some old meat that it got mixed up with, whatever, some blood. All right. But a couple of minutes later, you find a knife with blood on it as well. And nothing is going off in your brain, like red flags, nothing. You just gonna pick up the knife and throw it in there. Like, you touching a whole lot of bloody things, man. That's not good. That's not good. I'm gonna let him slide on the shoes. I'm gonna let him slide. Okay. We gonna let you rock with that one. but you find a knife with blood on it right after, and you pick it up and just like as if all of this is normal, right? Someone said earlier, because I got the comments on the side, I'm reading oh no, wait, who said that? Oh, Georgia said that again. She said the sister talks as if this is normal behavior, talking about the activities that was going on with the guy when he was cutting off his hair and all that stuff or whatever. And yeah, you know, this guy's just picking up the knife like as this is just a normal day. Nothing. I get it. First day on the job. You know, he excited. He just scored big, got him some new shoes, you know. But yeah, I'm not. No. I might let you slide on the shoes, but when you pair that with a bloody knife as well, no, that's not a good sign.
I soaked him in the water. The girl had a puddle in him. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to step in there and get my shoes wet. Sure. And there was a puddle in the barrel, and there was some, they had 2 rips on them like this. Oh, yeah. That's all I know. I threw them in. And a pair of blue jeans, I noticed it was like, they had rips in them, but I picked them up. I soaked them in the water. The girl had a puddle in them. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to step in there and get my shoes wet. Sure. And there was a puddle in the barrel, and there was some, they had 2 rips on them like this. Oh, yeah. That's all I know. I threw them in there in the corner with it. Sure. So there were some blue jeans in there. A whole bunch of varieties in there. I didn't go through it. Okay. Okay. No, you're fine. So what all, was there a lot of blood? Was there a little bit of blood? Yeah, like dry blood? I wasn't paying attention to all the dry blood. It was, like I said, the barrel was wet. Okay. The wheelbarrow was? No, the dumpster. Oh, the dumpster. Yeah, the dumpster. Keep saying barrel. That's yeah, I was back on the barrel, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, the dumpster was wet at the bottom. So the shoes stuck right there, you know what I'm saying? So everything might have been moist down there. I be still down there moist.
All the evidence this man described was found in the same dumpster DeAndrea had visited just hours earlier. But by the time they were discovered, the suspect was long gone, and nobody had heard from Lisi in over 12 hours. That's when Heidi came over to investigate.
And her mom came over. Okay. And that's not unusual for her mom to come over. She comes over all the time. So she lets herself in, and about 5 minutes after I wouldn't say 5 minutes, I'd say like 2 minutes after she goes in, we go in behind her because we didn't want to like trail behind her. Yeah. So we went in, and she was coming down the stairs on the phone, and she said, "Oh my God, she's dead. She's dead. He killed her. She's dead."
She went to her apartment. I went in to check on her, and he cut her head off.
Who's he?
His name is, hold on. I'm sorry.
Are you outside the apartment right now?
Yes, yes.
What kind of a weapon does he have?
He's not here. He took her car.
What kind of a vehicle did he drive off in?
It's a 2012.
What color is it?
It's black.
Is it a city?
Kia Optima. Kia Optima, yes, it's a 4-door.
Stay online with me, okay?
Yes.
Boulevard. Huh? I got a lady on the phone that says her boyfriend just cut her daughter's head off and drove up in a Kia Optima. Ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I got officers on the way.
Anybody else here?
No, I didn't see
We need to still clear this. Do you have a key to get in?
I left the door open after
Right here. This one. Do you have this key?
Oh, I'm sorry.
And watch the rear. Four. Oh, please, fire here, back 7 up.
We have no directions to travel, no time frame, the caller stated the vehicle.
Police department! Deceased on the floor.
Reed, pull that closet. Alright, I might get to the door.
Please. We got a camera here. We got to figure out where that's going. Right here. We need someone to hold this door. I imagine she wasn't kidding. You want to go talk to her, dude? Yeah. I'll hold here.
Lacey was dead. In fact, she'd been dead for over 12 hours.
Ma'am. Yes, some deep breaths, okay?
Yeah, I'm freaked out, but I'm okay.
Totally understandable. Okay, I want you to take some big deep breaths for me, though, okay?
I knew he was going to do this. I have pictures of where he in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Here, can we? Let's go. I know this isn't your property over here, or your daughter's property. Can we go sit on these front porch steps, though? Okay.
Well, I don't want to bother those people.
You know what? I'll tell them.
My car.
I'll tell them to go away. Okay.
It's okay.
Well, I just. Sir, apartment 4 upstairs to the right.
Oh my God.
Here, let's. You know what? I'm gonna ask these folks if you can borrow the chair and sit in the shade. Okay? You want me to do that for you?
Oh God, please, why didn't you listen?
Take some big deep breaths for me, okay?
I'm the one that was the rep, because I thought maybe he just strangles her.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the towel was around her shoulders?
It was around where her head would have been.
Okay.
And at first when I opened the door and looked, I didn't see anything. So then I was like, wait, I think that's her. So I came back in and.
Oh, you kind of walked in and glanced around.
Yeah.
Okay. You just thought the room was messy.
Yeah. They're not clean. And then I touched her, and she was cold, and so then I wanted to make sure that he just strangled her. And then there wasn't a head. Please find her head.
Normally, this would be when police would try to figure.
Imagine, I'm not a parent, but imagine you walking in and seeing your child like that and pleading with the officer, please find her head. That shit is cold. That's so messed up. Please find her head. Detectives, they see this stuff, they see this stuff. They investigate murders and stuff like that. It may affect them a little bit, whatever. But your regular street cops that, may have not, ever went to something like this or whatever the case may be, they're going to be haunted by this. The mom she's going to be haunted by this. This is sad. She was hoping that her best case scenario, the mom was hoping that, and this is messed up to say, but I don't know any other way to word it. But the mom was hoping that maybe he just strangled her. That's like best case scenario. The mom touches her, she's cold, and there's no head. That's oh my goodness. I couldn't imagine. That shit is insane, man. That shit is insane.
Figure out who the killer was, but to Heidi,
it's one thing to see a dead body, but which is messed up too. But it's one thing to see a dead body, but to see a dead body with no head, is a whole completely other. It's so different. You know, that's completely different, man. That's completely different. You know, inside of the prisons and stuff, people try to hang up. You know, you see cuttings all the time. You know, people getting slashed. You know, you might see their cheek might be wide open. You see the inside their mouth and all. You know, that stuff. It's messed up to say, but it's like normal. You know, that type of stuff is normal. Stab wounds and all that type of stuff. Okay. But to see somebody with their head completely gone is, I can't even imagine that. I cannot imagine that. That's so crazy.
DeAndrea's grandma, even all of her neighbors, it was clear who was behind all this. Now, it was just a matter of finding him, finding a motive, and finding Lisey's head. The hunt was on. DeAndrea's grandmother was able to give them a description of the clothes he'd left in, as well as a description of the car he was driving, and as luck would have it, guess what had just shown up parked outside a local smoke shop. This was a lead, and cops were able to source surveillance footage of DeAndrea at the store. But at this point, that was hours ago. He could be anywhere by now. Or at least, that's what the cops thought. As it turns out, DeAndrea wasn't going to be gone for long. That afternoon, DeAndrea was picked up in Gillespie, Illinois, about an hour away, for possession of cannabis.
You search her? Yeah. Still don't have a name. That's okay. What's her name? What I have? What's that? What I have? You have cannabis on you.
Oh, okay, exactly. Right.
You need some water or anything?
Yeah, I would like some water because, you know, you guys gotta.
Hey. You need some water?
Yeah.
Okay, please get you some water.
Is it okay if I walk around? Is it okay if I stand up and take a step? Like a couple steps?
What you gonna do? Why you gotta do that? Pull your pants up or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
I said, he's doing his job. This man has done nothing but his job. I swear to you.
You need to sit back down and chair, please.
Didn't you just say I could pace?
No, I didn't say you could pace. I thought you said you had to get the pants. If you could sit down in there, please. Thank you.
Do you mind if I pace? Is that illegal? I'm here. I'm handcuffed.
We don't want that. We want you to sit down.
Exactly. I know you don't want that.
So if you could please sit down, guys.
I can't. I'm handcuffed.
Yeah, you can. You sit down.
I literally can't do anything. I'm handcuffed.
You need to sit down.
Why are you guys scared of me for what?
I'm not scared. You need to sit down.
How? If I'm literally sitting here pacing handcuffed, I can't do.
You got
to search me.
Okay, so what's your name? What they're gonna do?
I literally asked if I was being detained. That man said no. And then he proceeded to ask me the same question over and over and over. And I said the same thing. And again, he's just not having it because he's got an attitude problem with me. I got an attitude problem too. I know I got one. I got one. That's why I'm not sitting down.
But you know I can make you sit down, so I'm not.
Do it.
What did I just say?
Do it. Do it.
I said I could.
Do it.
I'm not going to do it.
Because you're scared. Exactly. I'm handcuffed.
Scared for what?
Do it.
You know, guy, we're not going to get into this.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Well, don't you just being mean to me then?
I'm not being mean to you. I said you're pacing back and forth, and you said, well, set me down. And I said I could if I wanted to, but I don't want to.
What? Again, I had water, was exercising. I went back, grabbed my water, and again, I had my water in my hand when I was leaving because I was just going to do another lap.
Okay, well, we got water here for your man too, so.
I wasn't here when I was exercising.
Okay, great.
So why am I here?
Because you're under arrest for theft.
I was exercising.
On a stolen bike.
How? I don't know you guys. I don't know any of you.
Okay, great.
Again, y'all got me like I'm getting kidnapped or something.
Well, you're under arrest.
So again, for one, this don't look like a police department to me.
Okay.
So again, what the?
You're in the Gillespie Police Department. Whether you think
never seen it, never seen the inside of it.
You're under arrest in the Gillespie Police Department by duly sworn officer. You can either recognize that or not. Doesn't matter. You're still under arrest. So.
And I'm just exercising. I just don't get why I'm under arrest.
All right, then. The officer talking. If you don't want to talk to the officer, that's your right, sir. But you are under arrest.
Don't do that. That you come in here. Don't do that. Do something. That's all I'm saying. Don't do that. Do something. Don't do that. That's all I'm saying. Don't do that.
Oh, I got shackles. Turn it back over.
Who's got shackles?
Please get off me. I really cannot breathe. I've been exercising. I cannot breathe. I swear I cannot breathe. Get up. Will you please get up?
As soon as we shackle.
Oh my God, dude.
You got
it. Oh my God.
What's that? You got shackles. Come on. Doesn't have to be this hard, sir.
Now we got to charge you for breaking our table.
Yep.
Well, you gonna charge him for breaking the table, but that's gonna take about 10 years for that to get paid off because they only make about 10 cents an hour. 15. You might get lucky and make 15 cents an hour or something whenever they go. But yeah, they only make a couple of cents an hour. Yo, them dudes in jail be going, they work all day. It be like not even $1, man. That shit is really crazy. They, like the average job is like, I think maybe like around 10 cents or something like that. If you get in a job where you got like outside crew, or you got or the kitchen or whatever, that those jobs kind of pay a little bit more or whatever. They're considered good jobs or whatever. You might get up to 20 cents. You know what I'm saying? That's big bucks, man. You know what I'm saying? You get you a job in the prison making 20 cents, you balling, man.
We can't have you beat your head on the wall.
Y'all broke y'all's table. Y'all really picked me up and slammed me, bro. Man, let me handcuff.
This is video on this room.
Exactly, it's all video, idiot.
Yep. So, here you go.
Just like my folks will come get me out.
Well, we don't know your name, so.
Exactly, but my folks will be there to get me out.
Who's your folks?
I don't know who you're
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's in the double lock them.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that'll work. You want these for?
Oh, I didn't know you were watching.
Well, hang on, phone back up. Well, sit him up so he's on his butt.
It's just about right here, man.
Face forward.
Yep. No, I hate for this to be all with me.
I'm just talking to you, dude.
I know, sometimes I know you're just mad, but
I'm not mad. I just got here, brother.
I'm hella mad.
Why would I be mad?
Because again, you're just small but big.
Bro, you're taking the jail. There's no reason to keep it.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I said something, now y'all getting all sensitive. You know, shit.
But he still refused to tell them who he is. Soon, investigators from Alton come to arrest him on suspicion of Lisey's murder and carry out a warrant to collect his fingerprints, DNA, and other samples. A day after the discovery of Lisey's body, investigators sit down for an interview with DeAndrea, but he refuses to talk or even confirm his name with them. After talking about wanting to go to work and discussing some of his prescriptions, DeAndrea asks for a lawyer, effectively bringing any possibility of a conversation about Lisey to an end. DeAndrea was held in jail pending trial. There,
Yeah, this is good. Now this is good footage right here, man. Yeah, man. Nothing. Doesn't even look like he got what's that? Just a sheet? Or is that a mattress? I can't. That motherfucker so thin it could be a mattress. You know, they mattresses is thin in there, but just on the floor, shackled, nothing. Yeah, just that's it, man. You get your food through a feeding slot. Oh shit.
He only became more hostile and uncooperative. He wouldn't appear in court, he physically resisted any attempt to get him out of his cell, and he even went as far as striking an officer. Because of this, it was extremely difficult to talk with him long enough to determine a motive. But there are two theories. The first comes down to simply his mental health. DeAndrea's stepfather testified that DeAndrea had a voice in his head he called Ruth that told him to do bad things. It's possible that on that night, he finally snapped and caved into Ruth's demands.
I never thought I would be recording a video like this. First of all, I want to offer my condolences to the Dodd family. I cannot imagine what you must be going through. I'm not going to deny that what happened was an extreme act of evil. It was. I don't know how else to explain it. It was an act of evil. I don't know if there's a word that describes it.
Wait, who is this? Hold on, I missed this part. Who is this?
He called Ruth that told him to do bad things. It's possible that on that night, he finally snapped and caved into Ruth's demands.
I never thought I would be recording a video like this. First of all, I want to offer my condolences to the Dodd family. I cannot imagine what you must be going through. I'm not going to deny that what happened was an extreme act of evil.
Who is this guy?
It was. I don't know how else to explain it. It was an act of evil. I don't know if there's a word that describes it. And over here, we are ashamed. His mom, his sister, were all shocked. We knew he was capable of violence, but we never saw this.
Oh, stepdad.
We tried to get, we've been trying to get help for him for at least 3 years. But as far as longer term mental care, we were always told that we can't hold them unless they've done something.
The second possibility could very easily tie into this too. Even though DeAndrea and Lisi told everybody that her baby was his, it actually wasn't, and DeAndrea knew and agreed to this arrangement. It's possible that this got to be too much for DeAndrea to bear.
Oh nah. Oh nah. Oh nah. Oh nah. Oh no. 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 Oh no, boy. Oh no. Hell nah, boy. Oh no. What? What? She with this dude? This is her boyfriend? No way. No way. And he snapped, man. See, this is what I'm saying. Yo, boy, playing with fire. Who would have thought it would have took a twisted turn like this, man? Who would have thought? This is her boyfriend. They've been rocking for a while. She steps out. Another dude cracks, and not only does he crack, he plugs her. And now he gotta come to terms with it. But it still doesn't excuse what he did. Right? That doesn't excuse what he did because he agreed to the terms. So, you know, he knew what it was and decided to still be with her. But man, yo, she stepped out and got plugged by another dude. Yeah. Oh man, and he snapped. He snapped. What? Oh, this is bad. This. Who would have thought, man? Who would have thought?
Always told that we can't hold them unless they've done something.
The second possibility could very easily tie into this too. Even though DeAndrea and Lisi told everybody that her baby was his, it actually wasn't, and DeAndrea knew and agreed to this arrangement. It's possible that this got to be too much for DeAndrea to bear, and that's what pushed him over the edge. Whatever the case, DeAndrea was eventually charged with first-degree murder, intentional homicide of an unborn child, a human body, offenses relating to motor vehicles, and concealment of homicidal death. His bond was set at $2 million. Later on, something was found inside the dumpster DeAndrea had visited that night. It was a bag that had previously gone unnoticed by police. Inside it was Lisi's head.
See, Tyrone gonna get you every time, man. DeAndre wasn't good enough, and Tyrone stepped in, man. And DeAndre snapped, man. Man. Oh no, this what a plot twist, man. What? I'm telling you, boy. Playing with fire, man. You playing with fire. Like that shit. I was not expecting that at all, man. At all. You know, we see relationships, you know, it's ups and downs, you know, they had their issues or whatever, but man, we've been seeing recently, man, one side is playing with fire, man. And you messing with somebody's emotions. And you especially this guy, you know, the whole family know he not wrapped too tight. So you playing with him? This is the last one you want to be playing. You know he not all the way there. So you playing with him like this? Damn. Oh boy. Oh boy. Golly. Sandy said, I did not see that coming. I don't think any of us did, man. What a freaking plot twist. And, you know, officers and police and detectives, they're always looking for motive. Motive. Why? Does this stuff like this just doesn't happen out of the blue? You know what I'm saying? What's going on? Talk about motive. What? Yo, he gotta come to terms with it. He like, you know what? All right, it's cool. Whatever. You know, I step up, play my role. You know what I'm saying? But then he battling in his head. He like, man, I've been with her for a minute. I ain't get her plugged, and she just get plugged by this other. Oh no, couldn't take it. Snapped, man. He loses his life to the system, and she gone, man. She chopped up, gone. She up out of here. That shit is sad, man. Both families tore apart, man. That shit is, oh man. And then you know, you got an unborn child, man. That's sad situation, man. Playing with fire, boy. That's all I can say. You can't be playing with fire, man. You just might get burned. But whew. This was, man, these last couple of lives been an hour long. We've been pushing it. I ain't gonna lie. It's been pretty entertaining. I wonder if he'd do that to her if she carried his child. Well, it's a little different. I mean, I don't know. You know, I don't know. But we'll never find out. we'll never find out, man. Because this guy, he's working for 8 cents. And, you know, I don't know, man. It's over. His life inside is over, man. And, well, he hasn't been found guilty. He's just out on bond or whatever. They don't have the sentencing yet. But we know it's over. His life is done, man. But, yeah, so that's the video for today. wow, what a plot twist at the end. And I'm gonna catch you guys on Wednesday for Wednesday's live. I don't know if I'll drop any videos tonight, but tomorrow, get ready. Okay, that's all I can say. All right, get ready, because if I miss today, then you'll get a good amount of videos tomorrow. Okay, you'll get a good amount. All right, but yeah, Diane said he in a padded room. Yeah, man, he going nuts. He going nuts, man. But anyway, like I said, man, you guys have a good rest of y'all night. I'll see you guys on Wednesday for Wednesday's live, and that's about it, man. I'm gonna catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.